How you going, RPG fans? It's 2011 here in Australia. I can't believe time's gone by so quickly. 2010 was a wonderful year for RPGs, and in this video I'm going to show my top 10 favorites. I basically spent nearly a week just going through all the games that I've collected this year, and just was very hard to pick just 10. There were a few disappointments, but I'm going to show that off in a later video. But to get things started, here's number 10, White Knight Chronicles for the PS3. Now this game has a fascinating story behind it. It's been pushed back, delayed, it didn't have a really great reception in Japan. It got, basically they took it back and reworked it, and when they released the international edition, it had some, what should I say, it's been met with some mixed audience. Well, I can tell you from my experience with it, it's a wonderful, wonderful RPG, one of the best games on the PS3. Level 5 is just a fantastic company, and this shows it very much. There's so much loved about this game: the visuals, the music, the battle system, and I love the skill system. I can lose myself for hours just trying to learn new skills. Great game, pick it up. Number 9 is Valkyria Chronicles 2. Now, one end, I really don't like the story, but on the other end, it still has that wonderful battle system that made Valkyria Chronicles well known as it is, and the fact that there's just tons more missions to partake in. It's, you know, if you loved Valkyria Chronicles purely based on the battles, then this is a game for you. You definitely have to pick it up. And they just released a patch, downloadable content for another 60 missions. Holy crap! You know, you can lose yourself for hours playing this game. Get it. Number 8 is Persona 3 Portable. Now, I must admit, when I bought this, it was purely just for my collection. I only just finished Persona 3, I think, a couple of months ago, and I've got to say, you know, I popped this in just for curiosity's sake, and I think I was playing it for like 10 hours. I was that sucked in again. Even if you've played Persona 3 before, it's worth buying and playing this again for the female character storyline, because it's just so vastly different in terms of dialogue and all the social links that you can come across. It's definitely worth playing again. Number 7 is Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey. Now, I just love the atmosphere of this game. It's so creepy, brooding, and very dangerous. It's just, what I like is just, it's completely different from the RPG norm, which is Shin Megami Tensei is very well known. But there's just something about going into a giant convenience store labyrinth and seeing dead bodies that's just very unnerving, you know. Just, I'm very much enjoying myself playing this game. If you want something completely different, a bit challenging, and a bit if you want a very wonderful story that's very well written, go get Strange Journey. Number 6 is Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep. Now, this game single-handedly got me back into the Kingdom Hearts series. This is definitely the best game on the series because of so many ways. Unfortunately, one hand, I just can't enjoy Kingdom Hearts for the Disney characters, but I absolutely love the game purely on the relationship between the three characters and the conflict with the main villain. I don't want to go too much into the spoilers, but just, it's a wonderful game. It's worth playing every single storyline, and it's worth buying the game for full price just for the endings to all the stories, because that sequence is all kinds of epic. Definitely pick it up. Number 5, and this is my favorite PS3 game and my favorite console game of 2010, and that is Yakuza 3. Now, I've actually been on the campaign trail with this game. I signed various petitions. I did comment in some forums. I'm very, very happy Sega decided to bring this over. I know there was a huge controversy between the fans with the fact that they cutted content, but they released the meat of the game, and that's all that matters. There's just so much to do in this game. And for all of you there saying it's not an RPG, well, buggy you. I believe this to be an action, adventure, brawler RPG. And when you play this for the first time, you'll understand why I chose that genre. It's truly a marvelous game, and it has one of the best characters ever in a video game, and that's Kazuma Kiryu. He just kicks ass so much, and I can't wait for Yakuza 4. Number 4 is Dragon Quest IX. Now this game needs no introduction. It made headways in 2010. Nintendo advertised the crap out of this game everywhere, and in Australia too, and people did stood up and take notice, and instead of just the usual Dragon Quest fan base outside of Japan, it was picked up by a lot more players. And I think that this will now usher in a larger fan base for Dragon Quest and a great demand for future games. Which is so odd, because I always thought that this game was just going to be Japan's national pastime, and that's always going to be. But this might have a chance to become a worldwide phenomenon like Final Fantasy. But that aside, it's a fantastic game. There is so much to do. It's got a wonderful 40-hour main story. You've got the actual side quests, and then there's more to be downloaded. And then you've got the grottos with the treasure maps, and it's just so cool that you can find treasure maps in the game, and then you can trade them with other players, and it's just endless amount of hours that you can just go and spend playing this game. So definitely pick it up. Number 3, and this is the only game that I've played twice this year just because I love it so much, and that is Ys Open Folgana. I firstly beat the Japanese version and then the English version. Open Folgana is one of the best remixes ever. Not remixes, remakes. One of the best remakes ever. Falcom took this simple storyline of Wanderers and just expanded it completely. They gave a new lease on life for the characters and made them 10 times more interesting. And the Arc and the Piston battle engine is refined, and is just an absolute joy to play, and the soundtrack is just absolutely phenomenal. I just want to thank Xseed for bringing this out. You did a wonderful job on the localization, and the voice cast was absolutely sublime. Number 2, and this is, of course, my favorite DS game of all time, as you've all known, which is Golden Sun Dark Dawn. I'm going to say it again, if you own a DS and you do not own this game, you need to, when New Year's Day is over, go to your nearest game store and pick this up, because it is just well worth your money. Everyone that's played this that I've talked to, they've hold this in the highest regard, and it's no surprise. Camelot, you've done a wonderful job. I can't wait for the next game. Now for my number 1. I had to pick this because out of all the games that might have had superior visuals, or one game might have had better music, or one way or another, I think this game just excelled in all areas. It came with a kick-ass special edition from Xseed, one of the best special editions I've ever picked up in my life. And I've been on the trail with this game for a long time, since the first trailer, since they even just announced it. It's no surprise what this game is. It's part of a series that is vastly becoming my favorite. It's kind of fighting toe-to-toe with Suikoden, but with no further ado, this is my favorite game of 2010, and that is Ys 7. What's funny is a lot of people pick Open Folgana over this, but there is just so much to like about Ys 7. It has a wonderful system about it. I love the visuals. I love the dimensions of the characters. It just looks very, very, very fluid and natural. Adol and Dogi look awesome in it. The battle system is awesome. It's just the most fluid action RPG I've ever played, you know. And a lot of people have complaints about the switching. I don't. I play games where I've had to switch characters before, and I gotta say, there is no other game that does it better than Ys 7. The boss battles are so incredibly epic, and it has one of the best boss battle themes of all time, which is Vagrant Interference, which I believe is my favorite piece of music for 2010. I listen to that constantly on a daily basis. And just the entire soundtrack of Ys 7 is amazing. And the story, a lot of people bag the story like it's not you know, the same Ys like story. I really disagree. It's got Adol, it's got Dogi. It's very much an Ys story, and it's one of the best stories of the series in my opinion. A lot of people just didn't like the fact that there were more than one character. They just wanted to play as Adol. When later in the game you do have that option to play as Adol when something happens, but you still got your characters behind you. I don't want to spoil it too much other than that, but I think it's just one of the greatest experiences that you can ever play. If you do not own this game and you own a PSP, you have to run out and buy it now. It's definitely worth your time and money. If you don't own a PSP, then this is the game to buy a PSP for. You just will not be disappointed. And a very, very special thank you again to Xseed for bringing this game to our shores. I was amazed when I was playing the Japanese version, and then in my 10th hour playing the Japanese version, you announced the English version, so I put it aside and I waited and waited and waited for the English version more than any other game I've waited for, and it was a wonderful, wonderful wait. I was very, very happy, and I can't wait until the release of Ys 1 and 2 Chronicles on the PSP and Sora no Kiseki first chapter. So guys, that is my top 10 RPGs of 2010. I would very much like if you could comment down below and tell me your favorite games of 2010. I'd be very interested to know what you would all thought. And later on I'm going to be uploading a video on my greatest disappointments of 2010. I'm also going to upload a cool little video where I talk about my favorite non-RPG game of 2010. So till next time guys, thanks for watching.